Okay, so I said to a friend, I'm going to show you a video of this because we were talking about spaghetti and he likes it and I don't. And I thought, well, here's an example of spaghetti. So what do I have here is an oil refinery. Oil comes in, refined oil goes there, hydrogen goes there, and I'm not so concerned about hydrogen anymore. So this was an oil refinery I had on another planet, and I'm using a mod here called Make Blueprints, and I copied it. It's like, oh great, I can take blueprints to another planet. Now as you can see here, it's a shared belt, so there's both hydrogen and refined oil coming in, and we see that plenty of hydrogen has come in, but that's it. So, I could. Is there an... I've got an idea. So we see hydrogen's coming in there and it's just sort of trickling its way in. Refined oil, again, it's doing that. Big demand for refined oil because there's big demand for plastic, which is why I have an oil refinery, which is, I mean, that's like, takes up 1/4 of the hemisphere. So if we go, let's say hydrogen, and I want local demand, so this should start getting hydrogen from there, but hopefully also it will take hydrogen from there. Yeah, that's the idea, which means that this will start producing again. So what we got? We got some antimatter here, we've got solar panels, we've got sulfuric acid. I've had to foundation a bit of that. Let me just go over there and fix that now. I was going to make this a small short highlight video, but as is always the way with these things, you go to various planets and see things. So what else we got here? Just got various mining going on. Yeah, so it's just mining, then oil refining, and I think that's all I've got on this planet. And oh yeah, particle. That's right, because I thought, well, I've got local supply of hydrogen here. No, I don't use hydrogen for power. It's Casimir crystals that use the hydrogen. That's it, yeah. So that's on this planet. So let me just go up. And we can see here that most of the stuff, Missam is the starting system. And I think... Is there anything else that's interesting here that we got? What's that one? That's a prairie. That's got organic crystals. So that's probably doing yellow science. Fire ice. Fire ice. Well, let's go to the prairie and have a look at it, just briefly. Because I think... I'm not doing oil refining on the starting Mediterranean moon. I'm doing oil refining here. And then I thought to myself, no, I needed an additional one. So what we got there, we got a long line making particle broadband, that's right. And it's this long because, I mean, even with all this, you can see it's not fully compressing those belts. Carbon nanotubes, more carbon nanotubes, titanium crystals, plastic. Plastic's not doing much either. Hopefully that would... I want to have a look at the plastic and see if it's getting enough refined oil, because that was probably the bottleneck. And then after this, I'll pause the video as I warp to the home system, because the home system, I've done something which I'm very, very pleased of, and somebody else came up with the idea. So let me see, they've got plastic, not much. Where's plastic? Are you plastic? No. 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 Where's plastic? No. No. I tend to keep all my factories to the equatorial ridge. Come on, where's plastic? What's that? Ah, that's refining, further refining oil into hydrogen and energized graphite. Right, plastic's next to titanium crystals. So let's have a look at it. And we got let's do a remote demand for refined oil, and hopefully we'll be getting more of it now. Well, yeah. So the main bottleneck here just seems to be getting enough refined oil. Let's make distance to enable warp 0.5 astronomical units. So that way, if this and this is, say for example, that's there and this one's over here, it'll warp, and that should just speed things along. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to need even more refined oil because I've not got enough. Anyway, pause the video, let's warp to the home system. And welcome back again, this is the home system. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of traffic going on here. A lot of stuff going to MySam4, yeah. A lot of stuff going to Lambda Trianguli. I think that's the Class O star, the very bright one. And as you can see here, there's MySam3, the starting moon. But MySam1, which is a Gobi planet, I decided there's not much going on there. And as you can see, a lot of traffic. So let's go towards MySam1. Why not? And right, let's have a look at this then. So what we got here is a forge world. We have got ourselves a forge world. So we got one section that does stone. Yeah. Got a section that does iron, and they're all quite well. They're not busy anymore. That's good. So I was running out of iron soon. We've got a section doing copper. Yeah, there's copper. Got a section doing titanium. They're not too busy. I even thought, there's actually room to mine copper there, so I'll mine copper locally. So the titanium's not that busy. There's the power station on the North Pole. There's my factory. Oh, actually no, it's not a factory. No. Where is it? I was convinced I had a factory up here. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. So what we got here, we got silicon, because that's a 2-to-1 ratio, so there's the part that does 2-to-1. Then we got steel, yeah. And I'm surprised this just doesn't seem too much to... yeah, there's demand for energized graphite now because I'm doing the red science. Where is it? But anyway, this is got magnets. Magnets is good. And it's good if I just check them all. Oh, it was such a pain in the ass figuring out like these ones at the top. But fortunately, Nilaus already did it. So I just pressed pause on his video and just looked and counted what he was doing. Thought, yeah, I could do that. So as you can see here, it's good. This allows me to do a lot of stuff, and looking at the energy thing tells me that I need to put some more fuel in. So there we go, there's some more fuel. Okay, let's go towards the power station and recharge, and then I'll do a jump towards the... what's going on there? So my point with this really is I just thought, okay, so that oil refinery, no, there wasn't any splitters there, so what was my point? And also, where is my... There's my concrete I call it concrete. That's a Factorio prior. So what's going on with this concrete? Well, some of the concrete's going there, other concrete's going in here, and it's going into these, and then there's like 2 lanes coming up there. So whenever there's demand for concrete, it can be very quickly refilled from this buffer, which yeah, it's almost come up to the last bit there. So am I recharged enough? Let's go and have a look at the home system. So yeah, there's not much here, and I just accept that, you know what, it's fine. It's mostly stone and copper and things I'm not interested in, so I don't mind if I don't exploit those straight away. Yeah, I know what this is. This can go away. There we go. And yep, that goes away. Full disclosure, I used creative mode to build this because this is in my starting system and you don't really have the technology for... there's me using splitters. You don't have the technology for artificial suns and just magic up some antimatter, but I've done that now. I actually do have all of those things. So let's fly away. Oh, look how close! It's so strange seeing things that close. Bit annoying that my starting system had a blue gas giant because I wanted deuterium. Ah, that's right. It wasn't this one, but it was another star system where I had the deuterium. Oh, look how pretty that is. So what we got over here, we've got ourselves graphene, oh yeah, because of the fire ice in there. We got ourselves glass, I don't do glass smelting on the planet. Got ourselves hydrogen fuel rods. Glass planes, that's it, yeah. Big long factories. Diamond. The diamond factory's not working. Most of these designs are very simple, you know. One input goes in, one input goes out. But in the case of this diamond one, I think I actually got it so that I have 2 interplanetary logistics stations. And so yeah, all of the energized graphite's coming out there. And then this is the return path. All the diamond goes out to here. And I'm not sure why I did this. Oh yeah, I built yet another factory for motors because you can never, ever have too many motors or electric turbines in this game, as I found out. Some cogs. Oh, that's it. And there's our factory making titanium alloy. What's this one busy doing? Oh yeah, that's more of the titanium glass. Yep, that's titanium glass. Okie dokie, so that's that planet. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, there's some research packs up there, wasn't there? Yep, that's it. Research packs there. So that was, I think, up here, and it was on the daylight side. And we look at this planet, we got nothing except 6 million coal left and some crude oil. So that's good. I like seeing that all of the resources of this planet are now just finito. And let's say this one, let's request in local supply of coal, and then that can do an export of coal. Yeah, that'd be good. Likewise in this one, well, your local demand of coal, there we go. No more stone. New local supply, remote supply, that's fine. So where is the facility which had all my copper in it? I'll recycle those miners on another planet. Oh, and need to fix that. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? I did water as well because, oh yeah, you need water for the titanium glass, that's why. There it is. Right, so let me pause it now whilst I do some stuff. Right, so let's unpause it. I've done my thing there, and you can see just even the local traffic, how vast that is. I'm going to go to Misam 4 and just make sure the minimum warp distance is actually, you know what? Do I need to bother with that? Do I really need it to warp such a short distance? I'm going to go to Misam 4 anyway, so let's see. There's Misam 4. That's the one. Because I want to go over there and review what's going on in Misam 4. What you got for me? What you got for me? Let's start the warp engine and there it is. So, what's going on over here? Oh, we got... Oh, that's it. Green science. But, let me pause that and just fix that. Well, can't fix it because I don't have the energy. It doesn't matter. I know we've got another planet making green science. And so this was my initial factory. It wasn't really to produce the green science. It's mostly so that I can have my warpers. So here's my factory, what makes the warpers. And as you can see, we've got a lot of solar panels here. What's the energy production on this planet? It is 868 and it's consuming 1 gigawatt, but that's because we're using accumulators. So we've got electromagnets, got these things which not using much of, more electromagnets, circuits, the hydrogen fuel, yeah, that was cool, motors, and is this gone? This is dark. Why is that dark? So hang on, what's that there? And then... oh yeah, there's my fusion reactors. My fusion reactors which aren't actually connected to anything, so that was dumb. So this is a good idea to review everything. So, oh look, no more iron ore, copper ore there. So that's all gone now. Right, pause. Let's just unpause it briefly. So I want to bring attention to this. Look, there's lots of warpers in there, but I don't have a demand for this. I'm using a mod we call Distribute Warpers. So just if one of these planetary logistics hubs has warpers in the inventory, it will automatically distribute it to all the other ones around. Yep, so that is a great mod, because then it means, look, I've got 5 spaces free for all this stuff. Brilliant. Pause. Before I depart this planet, I think it's worth showing the mineral analysis. And look at that. I mean, there's titanium, there's 185,000 of that. Silicon ore's still got a fair bit, but oh, that's all going to get used. And now let's just zoom out, because I think the next part I want to show you this is the powerhouse. So, God, look at that. Look at all that traffic. As you can see here, a lot of traffic is going to Lambda Trianguli. So you can see there's just masses coming out from the Forge World. And if I zoom out, you can see a lot of stuff being there from Eta Pixidis. Stuff here, hydrogen and deuterium, yeah. What's going on there? Sulfuric acid, and a lot of stuff going on here as well. Kimberlite oil, fractal silicon, optical, yeah, I think I can understand that one. And there seems to be some stuff going on there, yeah, unipolar magnets. So let's go to the O-type star, which is there. Not that one, but the O-type star. Alright, so let's blast off. Off we blast. Blasting off. And there's a star. Right, so now it was called Lambda Trianguli. Now I could use the new thing or just say put an indicator in, which is great. I love that feature. But let's see. Matar, Menkar, Lambda Trianguli. There we go. Let's warp to that. And do I pause it there? Yeah, I pause it here, don't I? Pause. Right, we're getting close to the system, so let's unpause. And oh look, what's that I see? That there looks like something, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Oh. Right, so yeah, we can see we've got ourselves a well, we've got a Dyson swarm, and we've got some bits being built here. So what have we got? We've got that. And we got that, and we can see where it's extended all the way down to there. So what we got on these planets? We've got lots of ore there, so that's something that's worth exploiting. And yeah, just a continual stream of machine-gunned solar sails. Let me pause. Just unpause briefly. I'm happy to see I'm getting 36 FPS. This is before they do the CPU utilization improvements and such. But very happy to see such a good Such a good performance so far, and oh man, that's massive. I mean, out of curiosity, is that big? Ah, I was kind of hoping that this would be big enough to include the orbit of Lambda Trianguli 1. It's not. So I'm gonna add a bit more to this design, and we'll see some rockets come out. Pause. Nothing too fancy in this design, just trying to square a circle here. So now's the bit where I fill in all these gaps. So let's pause now so you don't have the tedium of seeing this. Okay, so there's my design, and I think that's quite pretty. And kind of like how half of the star's covered here, and then got the other half. Well, it'll be more than half eventually, but let's just run the game and then escape out of the star design mode, or Dyson sphere design mode, and we should see rockets emerging from here, which means there'll be a big demand for deuterium, which is where I'm going to have the next part of this featured. As the next part of this will be, where's the deuterium coming from and how's it being made? A question which we all want to know. Oh, look at that. It's like a shoal of jellyfish or something. Very, very, very pretty. And yeah, we see there's another shoal from that planet there. Oh, look. There comes the second wave. And there comes the second wave. So let's pause it there. Insufficient power. Right. Run it now. I was wondering, like, why am I not getting any charged accumulators go out into my little star cluster empire? And the reason, because it's like you're not producing enough power to charge them up. But anyway, first of the graviton lenses coming in. Oh, look at that. Oh, and it's just gone blue. So there we are, getting. Oh, we're getting the gigawatts. Getting the gigawatts. Getting some gigawatts of power. Where are they going to now? Are they going to here? Oh yeah, there's one. I just saw one. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. Oh, I love it. And does it get as far as here? It does eventually. Slowly but surely. Mind you, one graviton lens lasts 4 minutes, so I'm not worried about... oh, that is wonderful. And it's nice to know I'm producing so many of these at the same time as well. So once this line gets saturated, then we should see it move down onto the others. But oh, that's good. So it's currently demanding 40 gigawatts, and the Dyson sphere produces 89.4. So yeah, we can start demanding a lot more power, which is good. As now the chargers have turned on. There we go. And this is one of the few times I actually use a splitter. So if we go here, we see, so there's the empty accumulators, and they go there, local supply, remote supply, sure. We've got a 1 to 3, so half's going here, and that's side loading, so if ever there's not enough in, oh blimey, there's quite a lot in there. So really it looks like we actually need more, even more, because that was it, I did a third one here. Yeah, that's right, so these are side loading there. So I guess what I need to do is just extend this to cover the entire circumference of the planet in charging, yeah. That's what's got to be done. So that's that there, and then of course you've got this row of ray receivers down here, and this is where you're obliged to use splitters, because you can't just use a sorter to pick it up and load it in the thing. Don't know why they did that. Bit annoying, but good thing there are mods which enable easy blueprinting now, which eventually will get incorporated into the main game itself, I suppose. You see there, plenty of those, just not many critical photons. And then the critical photons, where are they going? They're going into, not there, they're going into here. So we've got plenty of critical photons, fair bit of antimatter. Oh, and antimatter can't be stored in a storage tank, which I suppose makes sense if you think about it, because yeah, You can't just store antimatter willy-nilly. Anyway, let's go to the second moon in this, the second planet in the system. But just briefly, look at those shoals of rockets and look at them. They just, it's beautiful. Whoever does the art design in this, you understand what you're doing. You really do. That's a thing of beauty, and that as well. It's like, oh look, you've got some new nodes. Well, I'm just going to start floating into them and doing that thing you want. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's not enough space warper in the inventory. Well, I'll just have to rectify that straight ahead. So, we'll advance on now. You know it's a big structure where even if you're going at warp speed, it still takes a while to get past it. Oh yeah. Whoops. Nearly shot past that one. And what's going on here? Why aren't those ones working? Now there's something I need to fix. So, I see. Pause. So mostly this planet is concerned with the production of bits what are needed to make a Dyson sphere. We've got those components, we've got those pinky purpley things, we've got rockets, and and then the ancillary things like little factories just to make the facilities what we know and love. And there's our row of fusion reactors, because when I first went here there was no power and I needed some power. And there's a row of pew-pews and whoosh-whooshes. Yes, that's the technical term, pew-pew, whoosh-whoosh. And then later on I thought, you know what, seeing as we've got a Dyson sphere, let's have some ray receivings. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm going to have even more of those rockets, because that's beautiful, but we could have more. Let's have more. Pause. So what was going to become a show and tell is another one of my... Let's have an experiment. So we got a mining site here. Never mind that. But look at that. That's an equatorial ridge of vertical launch sites with one to supply them. So we'll demand some rockets going there. Yeah, there we go. There's some rockets. They're going to be going there, and that's set for local supply. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some of the small planetary logistics systems come into them, because I want to see how far along this line can they get before it's insufficient. So let's do that. So we'll just those rockets are being demanded, but yeah, let's do local demand on that as well. Let me just pause it there until the rockets get here. The rockets are coming now. They've arrived to the other site and they're coming in via drone. We'll also see whether we got sufficient power, because 1.61 gigawatts may not be enough. But here he is. Here's the first load of rockets. Here they come. Oh, this is exciting. It's like when you've just built an irrigation ditch and irrigation channel. It's just when you built a gut for water to go down and you see it filling up with water for the first time. Oh yeah, this is why it's exciting. Because it's going to be launching in this manner. Oh yeah, one after another. And how's the power team? We see the power's going up and up and up, but that's okay. Yep. More rockets are filling in, as they should. I suppose what I should do is, if I have a small one here, and then if I have the rockets going like that, I'll assume it's just oh no, I don't have drones. Oh no, what a shame, eh? Rockets look like that. Small carrier rocket. There we go. So we'll demand that those rockets come in. And I'll demand some drones as well, as I need some drones. Drone. And hopefully small carrier rockets will come into there, as and when they can. Yes, quite. So how far are we getting along now? We're getting to about here. See, there's some rockets going there. Oh, there's a rocket. It's just gone in. Yeah. How many rockets does it need before it initializes launch? See, I assume it's one rocket goes in, one rocket comes out. Let's have a look at one of these. It's got 20 in there. Yeah, and it takes a while to charge it up. 18 megawatts each. Ah, so far so good. Yeah, got enough power. Excellent, excellent. And we're getting as far as here. Yeah, and got there. Yeah. Hey, this looks like I'll actually... Yeah, because I suppose even though they demand 20 rockets each, they're not firing them like every second. So there's not much demand. So yeah, it could just be... There'll be... 2 will be more than sufficient to supply it. Oh, well, that's nice to know. And if I look here, we'll see it's sort of whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's all... Oh, look at that. It's... I suppose what will happen is once that layer of construction is done, all of these rockets will stockpile and then they'll all fire at the same time. Yes. Yes. So we got to the end yet? We getting there? How far are we getting? We're getting to there. That's where I'm also having rockets come in. And yep, that's going right to the end now, so that is a good sign. We're getting rockets come right to the end there? Yes, we are. So very soon this belt should start filling up. Let's just pause it there. Just wanted to unpause it. Look at that. Power consumption's almost. Oh yeah, we could do probably a few more ray receivers. I just checked, and if I so desire, I could put a bunch there, and would that work? If I just put one there, yep, it's getting power. So I'm not. That's just going to be that one there, but then I will put in a whole bunch later. Note to self: whilst I'm waiting for things to happen, I just want to admire this because that's impressive. Look at this. Look at that. That is. I mean, that's something, isn't it? That is definitely something. Something is happening here. Definitely. Pause. Okay, so now I've got to go to where the science is, and I think it's in Well, I'm making science on various planets, so that's always up in the air. But let's go and blast off to there, and I'll need to produce more rockets as well, as I noticed that my rocket launch site wasn't demanding any. So let's just pause. So here's the moon of a gas giant what has the deuterium, and I can see I've got some purple science there. As you can see, I could probably extend these a lot further, but we'll just do that for them now. And seems to be working okay. But yep, this. So, question I suppose would be is, where does that science go? Because it all goes to one. There's one planet where I've got my actual research being done. It's just I have on these separate planets where the research is being made. So there it is. I just need to follow that. I'm going to build a few more of the thingies as well whilst I'm here. Pause. Okay. Is it record? Yeah, it's recording. Okay, so now that's... Oh, look at that. We need more of those things as well, so demand those. And do we have anything... I think we could do with something nearby. Ah, let's just copy and paste. Copy, paste. And we'll want some power. Yep. And we'll want some of those. Yep. And give it some space warpers. There we go. Now, it needs fiber optics, particle broadband. And it needs... No, it needs processors. Not those, so processors. So demand, and demand, and... Yeah, so processors is what we need, which we don't have. Okay, so I know what the bottleneck is, but not to worry, because now we've got ourselves... Look at that, look, it's almost 10,000 of it. So let's go and follow that. So we're going to do a remote supply, and now... Oh. Yeah. There's no vessels here. They've all gone elsewhere. So is that one going to load up with... No, it seems they're all accounted for. So I'm going to have to wait here. So let's pause so you don't have to wait. And it took a while to remind myself, but I thought, no, it must be a planet that's a star system, not too far away from the beginning star system, which has a moon with a gas giant with both hydrogen and deuterium. And this is my fractionator. So what's going on here? Well, we've got deuterium going in. Hydrogen comes out, goes into these, so there's a big reserve of them, and then hydrogen just goes around that circle. Yeah, then there's a splitter here, comes out here, side loads there, and then I seem to have a final one, but there's a blockage of hydrogen. Right, because that one's there. So that's the good thing about coming over here. So let's just go over there and fix that. So this was very time consuming to build, but I like it. I've seen other designs which are a bit more complicated involved in this. And the idea here is if ever there was not much of a demand for deuterium, this would start filling up. Then we'd see all 3 channels load, but not really. And now it's... those are fusion reactors that aren't doing much. And... oh yeah, we got those things. And I assume those are hydrogen, yeah. So, I don't think it's here, but so there is... there we go, there's the deuterium fuel rods being made. And I think somewhere else I've got a facility that uses the particle collider to turn hydrogen into deuterium. Uses a lot more energy. Right, let's have a closer look at these splitters. So here you see not really anything interesting happening. It's just, yeah, stuff can go in, stuff can go out, and then we see it side loading here. So it's all very good, and then eventually this will compress. I think I've worked out all the bugs in this system now. Where it gets interesting is where the deuterium goes back to load up. So here's our deuterium loading. And you can see here we've got hydrogen going there, deuterium going there. And what I've got there is just priority input is always from the bottom. So if ever there's some deuterium, please just take it. Just take it, yeah. And so it takes it, and then I'd say that is the priority output, but only for hydrogen. So here the hydrogen comes up and it goes there. And we've got hydrogen coming in from both sides, but not really working that well. So let us see if we can put a splitter in just there. Do that, do that, do that, do that. And that should start loading them equally from both sides and just making sure it goes where it needs to go. Oh yeah. And as we can see there, look, it is going where it needs to go, and we've now got full deuterium on that side. Ignore the asymmetrical parts of that line, the difficulty when you start working on the polar regions. Let's just do the same here, so we've got equal balancing, and that's why I'm going to use the splitter. So we'll do that, do that, do that. Yep. Now it goes there. And if I go on the splitter, we got again the same sort of rules as before. Hydrogen goes out there. Priority input is deuterium from there. Why is no more hydrogen coming here? Well, let's find out. There's hydrogen. Yeah. There's a flare of hydrogen. So there it goes. I think I understand why. Yeah, because this is full, so no more hydrogen's going to come out until all of the deuterium... So the deuterium here is creating a blockage in the fractionator. So by clearing this blockage, eventually, when this all starts coming out, we shall see. We shall see indeed. So there it is. Hydrogen is starting to flow out and around again, and deuterium is making its merry way there as well. How's about that then? Well, that's what I call a good thing. Oh yeah. I don't know where my research is going, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to queue up some research. I'm going to go back to the star system where all the antimatter is being made, and then I'm going to have to follow the antimatter. I'm going to have to follow the antimatter. Can I stick a splitter in there? I don't know. Because otherwise I'm going to have the same problem here. It seems to be favouring one side more than it does the other. Oops. That might be suboptimal. Oops. Never mind. I think it collides with other objects, it says. So if I put it there, yeah, and then this one goes down like that. That's what I like, a bodge job. Yeah, bodge jobs are good. Bodge jobs get things done. I was doing this recently when they're putting up a shelf, and I was trying to be precision engineers about it, and then I thought to myself, well, whoever built this house, they weren't a precision engineer. I can see that with how uneven the wall is. So what's more important, getting the shelf absolutely millimetre perfect, or just getting the shelf up? And the answer was getting the shelf up. And as it turned out, once I did some measurements, it turned out, yeah, it was flat. Put a spirit level on it, and that's the important thing. Is to come land. Now, so let's see, if I do that, actually, let's bring that back a bit. So, go there. Oops. Do that, yeah. Do that. Then do that. Do that, do that, do that. Right, and so now this bit should eventually start working. Once all the deuterium blockage clears up there. And yeah, it seems things are working again. But why the fractionator is not working? Please input. Ah, doesn't go in all the way. Right. There we go. So now hydrogen and deuterium, they're all working, and that is a lot more complicated than just, oh yeah, hydrogen goes in one end, deuterium comes out the other, but at least it's working. So that's the important bit. Now I'm going to clear out my antimatter fuel, and I'm going to load that fuel instead. And now, oh, no, don't have any foundation. Never mind. Let's get back to, where is it? Misan is the home system. Yep. Eta Pizzas has a lot of traffic. There's Lambda Trianguli. So let's go to the triangle Lambda. The spider's web is coalescing, and we see things happening to it. But I need to get to Lambda Trianguli 1. I think that's where I have my antimatter. So let's get there. And really, once I get to the place where the research is done, I can show the final example of using splitters. And so I really don't use them that much. So here it is. Yep, this is definitely the part. Okay, and takes a while to speed up to get there in time. And look at that purple, ultraviolet purple glow on the thing. Yeah, let's say it's an ultraviolet glow. So there it is. There's the critical of photons, and Where do they go to? Here it is. It's almost there. Ah, it's confusing when you're going really fast. Upside down. So there's critical photons. And there's the antimatter. Right. So I'm going to do some research. Let's just go mecha core. There we go. So now there should be a demand for antimatter eventually. One would hope. No demand yet. Let's pause it in the meantime. Okay, so there's a demand for antimatter. So as soon as it gets here, I'm going to start following it. Wasn't quite sure, but I'd been to Dabi, wasn't there, so I think it's Matar. Pause. Here we are. It's not called Makar, it's called Matar, and here I am at the 5th planet, the moon. And this is my white science production facility. So what's going on here? So this is another example using the splitters, where we got all 6 inputs coming in here, and then we got the 1 input coming out there, like so. Not using splitters because it's not necessary. We got even more white science over there, and then oh yeah, it's going to autosave. So pause.